If you want a rifle that's accurate, reliable, and fun to shoot, here's some of the parts I keep going back to when I'm doing my AR-15 builds, including Geissele, Magpul, Timney, Roscoe, just to name a few. We'll go through the options that I pick on majority of my builds that I'm super happy with and I keep going back to. Let's start with the furniture. I like Magpul. For the price, I don't think you can get a better piece. I love the K2 grip. I like the rubberized one, but the more vertical grip angle I like. The XL is great because it fills my bigger hands. Go-to grip, of course, is K2. And then the PR. The PR DT is their upgraded version with the dual tension. I like it a lot. I also have the non-dual tension. My big thing is a decent cheek weld that you can get an aftermarket adapter to go on there. Plus, it has a really nice bag rider if you're going prone and you need to get a real steady shot. If we're looking at accuracy, the PR is the way to go. I've also ran the CTR and other Magpuls. I don't care what furniture you like, but Magpul's kind of been my go-to. The next thing you'll see is the buffer tube. This particular buffer tube is a JP buffer tube, but any mil-spec buffer tube seems to work. The JP's just got a really nice fit and finish. As far as the back plates, I usually don't mind that. I just want to make sure we torque that nut to the manufacturer's tolerances. If we move on forward than that, you'll notice we have a Geissele supercharging handle. I run these Geissele supercharging handles on about everything. They have a gas buster for our suppressed use. They're just really decent, low profile. The airborne one is the one I usually go with, but those have been super reliable and you can usually find them on sale at a decent price. If we move on from there, we have our ambi safety selector. That ambi selector is the Radian Talon, ambidextrous, and I've been running those for years. I love them. I keep going back to them. They seem to work well for me. If you got a brand you like better, then go for it. But the Radian Talon has been my go-to. If we look at the trigger, this trigger here is the Timney trigger. The Timney Pro, AR Pro, or used to be called the Daniel Horn 3. It's a two-stage, kind of a competition trigger, pretty light. It's two-stage, so you have a little bit of take-up and then really nice, crisp pull. And then the reset, it's just right there. We'll bring you in close so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So we pull up that gap. Once we get to the wall, just a very light pull and you're right there. And the reset, very light and very little. I love those Timney triggers. I've been running them on my ARs for a while and it's just been a go-to. I have used other triggers. This one's a velocity drop-in, great trigger. The Timney is just my go-to trigger, the one that I use the most. Then we get to the upper and lower. I don't really have a big preference of the upper and lower. I like to use a lot of the Arrow stuff. This one here's Palmetto. I've used their lowers and their uppers. I can interchange those no problem. The upper here is a Ballistic Advantage. I like the white T markings on the Ballistic Advantage over the Palmetto ones, but I don't think there's a big difference in the operations of them or the fit and finish on them. I can go either way. That's usually where I don't worry about spending money on the very top tier stuff, is my upper and lower. I like them to fit fairly tight. If you need to, put a wedge or nylon piece inside to help close up that gap so it doesn't rock. But besides that, the upper and lower, pretty run-of-the-mill. When we get to the handguard, I've been running these Geissele handguards lately. The Geissele Mark 14. I love the low profile of the Mark 14. How it sits nice in your hand. It's really small. Really nice to clamp around, access your lights, your lasers. Just been a go-to. And then the integrated steel QD mounting points. I love those QD mounting points on the Geissele rail. You might have noticed on my 22 ARC build, we ended up going with the Mark 8. The Mark 8 is a very robust handguard. I think it's a little heavier than the 14, and it's definitely not quite as comfortable to get your hand around, mainly because it's a quad rail with the quad rail or the Picatinny shaved off of it is what it looks like to me, or reminds me of it. But still very rigid. So if we're talking about for precision work, we're running bipods, tripods. I think the Mark 16 or Mark 14, the Mark 8, either one's a go-to. And again, I love those steel inserts for the QD mounts. That's going to make that thing last forever, and they work really well. If you like your QD mount further out, you can always go into M-LOK mount, and that'll work for you no problem. That's the handguards I usually go to. The new Midwest Industries Combat HD handguard, that might be the next one on the list. Let me know in the comments if you think I ought to try that one. Maybe I'll build another AR-15 upper with that Midwest Industry Combat HD rail. Once we get in front of that rail, or in front of the upper receiver underneath that rail, you'll see there's a Roscoe barrel in this one. This one's a 14.5 Roscoe Purebred. That Roscoe barrel's been super accurate for me. I love the fit and finish of it. The matte stainless finish is awesome. For a little harder use, I have one of their Bloodline barrels here. Both of them have been plenty accurate for what I'm doing. This one's a 13.7 pin and welded with a Huxworks muzzle device. You notice on my precision rifles, I do use proof research barrels. You know, if I know it's going to be a precision rifle, I'm going to go out to PRS matches, acronized matches, I'll probably run the proof barrels. I've had great luck with those with some of the heavy for caliber bullets. But for a run-of-the-mill and hard use, you know, you want to run and gun, you want to build a rifle, a little less money involved, the Roscoe barrels I think is the way to go. This one here has got a titanium gas block, non-adjustable. I really like Superlative Arms adjustable gas blocks, especially if I'm running a precision rifle. These arcs, this is a 22 arc and my 6 arc, I run those adjustable gas blocks, the bleed off ones, so we can adjust that gas perfect to decrease the recoil impulse so we can stay on target through recoil. I'm always going to go there if I want to go adjustable. You'll notice both the Roscoe Purebred and the hard use Roscoe Bloodline, I'm running fixed gas blocks. These things are gassed so well that I don't think adjustability is a need. We don't need to have adjustable gas block, a point of failure. They're not a precision rifle. They're supposed to be a field rifle that I can shoot precision with them. Adjustable gas block's not needed. Roscoe, the way they port their barrels, man, the gassing is perfect in my mind. It just works. And the bolt carrier group. You know I like to use a lot of JP stuff, so you'll see JP bolt carrier groups and silent capture springs in my ARC builds. This particular one, I just used a Roscoe Purebred bolt carrier group. It seems to be working fine. The build quality is awesome, and I have no problem with this one. They do a really nice bolt carrier group. If we look at this one here, this one's a bootleg, non-adjustable, just the bootleg bolt carrier group. Another great bolt carrier group for the money. I don't think you can go wrong with a nice name brand bolt carrier group that has good components in it. Got to make sure it's got a good extractor, good claw, and no, these gas seals and stuff, we need to replace them. Just maintain your AR-15s and a good quality bolt carrier group, and bolt are going to work for you. And then we get out to the muzzle device. You know, the 14.5 and the 13.7 I have are pin and welded with an OSS brake or Huxworks, mainly because I started with their suppressors, a great adapter. But pick the muzzle device that's right for you. You know, maybe you got chemo, maybe you got Huxworks like this one here, or Surefire. Whatever is going to work for you, find a nice muzzle device. What I would recommend, if you're not just shooting targets with it, is get a flash hider. Makes a world of difference when we're out there shooting. One time I had a muzzle brake on the end of my AR-15, and I was shooting under nods, and I forgot to put my can on, and tell you what, the flash that comes off that muzzle brake is pretty crazy. I would always recommend a flash hider on these AR-15s when you're building them. But it's totally up to you. You know, it doesn't really matter. It's what you like that's going to make it work. All the other accessories you see on here are totally up to you and what your use case is for the rifle. This one here, you see I got a Hollison Ames on a riser. The night vision clarity and being able to dim it down perfect for night vision is why I went with this. I love the look. I love the night vision capabilities. We have a D-Ball A3, and then we have a mod light, PLH light on the side with some Unity pressure pads. This is my night rifle, the one I'm going to do, bump in the night. I want to use my night optics. This is the one I go for. When we're talking about SPR matches, something we're going to do a little longer distance, I'm going to grab the Roscoe Purebred barrel, my 1-8, go to work that way. Build the rifle so it'll meet your requirements, and just know your limitations or what you get out of it. I know with these Roscoe barrels, they shoot well. They shoot 77 grain Burger OTM really well. Man, if you find a rifle that works well for you, let it roll. But know if you can put the parts together that you like, that you're interested in, you can probably get that dream rifle for a lot less money. When we think about this combination, the Roscoe barrel with the bolt carrier group, buff gas tube and gas block for a few $100s, we're going to spend some money on that hand guard. That Geissele guard's not inexpensive. Do some entry level, upper and lower, put a really nice trigger in it, and then furniture that you like, and you'll be happy with the build. Thanks a lot for staying tuned to this one. Hopefully it gives you some good ideas of some different accessories you can buy to build up your rifle. Maybe you're upgrading your rifle. Maybe you have a Ruger. Maybe you have a Palmetto, and you want to upgrade it to make it a little more ergonomic for you, a little more reliable. Some of these upgrades would be nice upgrades for you and your rifle. Stay tuned for more tips on your AR-15s and precision builds, and make sure you hit subscribe. Thanks a lot. You guys have a great day.